Did you know that misclassifying someone that you're paying as a contractor when they should be an employee could actually lead to hefty fines, back taxes, and legal issues for your nonprofit? Well, it's actually more common than you think, and it's also avoidable if you just understand the rules. Hi, I'm Teresa Clark, and I'm a CPA with over 25 years dedicated to serving 501(c)(3) nonprofits. I have experience both as an internal CFO and as an external auditor of nonprofits. And so I bring a unique perspective to your financial journey. To learn more, jump in at my website, teresaclark.com. I work with lots of nonprofits, and this is often a very early topic we have to cover. So let's start with a basic understanding of how the finances are different in each situation. When you pay someone as a contractor, you do not withhold taxes, and the payroll tax cost is not paid by the organization. It shifts the entire tax burden to the person that's being paid. In addition, that individual is not offered any employee benefits, and their compensation is reported at the end of the year on a 1099 form. Okay, whereas when you pay someone as an employee, the organization will share the tax burden, and the individual is also offered employee benefits, and their compensation would be reported at the end of the year on a W-2 form. In determining whether a person providing services to you as a nonprofit is an employee or an independent contractor, all the information that provides evidence on the degree of control and independence must be considered. Okay, that's a lot of information, a lot of words, right? But there are some common law rules that have been issued by the IRS that can help us understand how the facts would be evaluated for the evidence of those degree of control and independence. And it kind of falls into three categories. The first one is behavioral control, second is financial control, and the third is relationship nature. So let me give you a quick summary. Behavioral control would include things like instructions, training, and their level of supervision. Financial control would include how expenses, investments, and profit and loss potential are present. And the last one would be the relationship matters. This includes things like contracts, benefits, the permanency, and the key functions. Well, there clearly are a lot of variables into this decision, but I have found that there's really five that are like the most common key questions that I find in nonprofits. And I'm going to help you today by sharing those and then answering the question, is this an employee or a contractor, with a couple of examples. Okay, number one, let's talk about a degree of behavioral control. So maybe the key question would be, does your nonprofit control how, when, or where the work is done? Here's an example. A grant writer who sets their own schedule and methods, so the grant writer setting their own schedule and their own methods for doing the work, they're likely a contractor. While a communications coordinator who works specific hours in your office, they're an employee. Okay, let's look at financial control. The key question here would be, who controls the financial aspects, such as reimbursing for expenses or providing the tools to do the work? Here's an example. A contracted IT technician who uses their own software, see, they're distinct from an employee who uses organizational equipment. Another example is the permanency of the relationship. The key question asked here is this relationship ongoing or project specific? A part-time event planner that would be hired maybe to put on a single gala for your organization, they're a contractor. Where someone who's on staff managing events year-round, they're an employee. So another example would be the category of the services provided, are they core to your organization? Here's the key question. Is this worker doing something that is central to your nonprofit's mission? I've got two examples here. The first one is a freelance fundraiser who's maybe working on one campaign. They're likely to be a contractor. But if you have someone who's managing donor relationships daily, weekly, monthly, they're likely an employee. Also, a guest musician. Here's a great example. A guest musician performing at an Easter event, they're a contractor. But a worship leader or a musician that participates in the regular scheduled worship services, they're an employee. Next is the level of independence. Key question here is, does this worker have significant control over their work? Well, this example actually involves me, a financial consultant like myself, who works for multiple clients and sets their own rates, is a contractor, where someone reporting directly to another staff member or leader with a set pay would be an employee. All right. So nonprofits thrive on strong partnerships, but it's critical to define those relationships correctly. By focusing on these key factors that I've shared with you today, you can protect your organization from unnecessary risk and ensure that you're complying with the law. But more importantly, you're honoring the worker by paying them appropriately. Well, I hope you found this information valuable and insightful. And if you're hungry for more resources, you can subscribe where you're watching this or check out my free resource section on my website, teresaclark.com. And if you have any questions or need clarification, or maybe just want to talk to a human being like me, you can do that by booking a strategic consultation on my website, teresaclark.com. I wish you great success and incredible impact in your nonprofit endeavors. Until next time.